get it after like 2 months, that's kind of like of no use. Today you can get it in 2 weeks. We've done it in Gujarat. And these are all new companies. These are companies which didn't exist 3-4 years back. So the whole ecosystem in India is developing really rapidly, and it's really encouraging for the entire hardware community in India that you can get low volume, low lead time PCB manufacturing, low volume, low lead time plastic manufacturing. This is all coming up great. We just need to work on the vacuum casting part. So once the product design is frozen, we build the entire supply chain in India. So now our product from this year onwards is completely made in India. So we're making about 1,000 a month, supplying these, and they're all made in India. And then taking it to a marketable product, right? I mean, there are a lot of challenges when you go to this last step, making this product marketable. And what we learned is hardware is hard, right? But great hardware is even harder. So if you think about it, something that we didn't touch upon in the previous thing is hardware involves lots of certifications, which software does not involve. If you want to sell to Europe, you need a CE certificate. You need a CE marking. No one's going to touch your product in Europe if you don't have a CE, right? If you go to Japan and you have an IoT product, you need to have a separate certificate for your wireless, for the Wi-Fi. They won't allow, even if the chip manufacturer, the semiconductor manufacturer has a certificate, once you embed into your product, you need to have another certificate for that. And that's for Japan. So there's geography-specific certifications. There's certifications for IP protection, waterproof, shockproof, rustproof, you name it, ability to use in petrochemical industries, you have a different certificate for that. You have a different certificate in India, you have a different certificate in Europe, different certificate in the US. And if you want to supply to certain companies in the US, you want to supply to the Schlumbergers of the world, your manufacturing facility or your vendor has to have certain certifications. They have to go through ISOs and TSs and IECXs and all kinds of different certifications to be able to, so that your product can be sold to a particular customer. So hardware is hard, great hardware is even harder because it's not just about, making a product and trying to take it there, right? Robustness is another big challenge that we see in hardware, right? You can still make hardware, but you really want to sell good hardware at high volume to big companies. People are going to ask you these questions. What is the MTBF of your product, right? What is the MTBF of your product? I mean, someone who's starting a company on, it's just started, it's a startup, you don't know what your MTBF is. You've only been in existence for 2 years. But that's the hard reality. And no one's going to accept your product if you don't have an MTBF. You try to sell to Reliance. Any product you sell to Reliance, if it's electronics, they need to know the MTBF of every capacitor in there, every resistor that you're using. And that's how they look at this, because they want to deploy it on a mass scale. So let's say they have 50,000 motors per plant, right? 50,000, one of them sparks and creates an explosion, it's a big deal. They have hydrogen gas, they have all kinds of chemical gases out there. Then you have to think about warranty, you have to think about spares, availability of spares. Just like you have SLA in software, you have SLA in hardware, right? And these are things that don't come up on day one when you're like just building your hardware company and just starting to sell. But once you sell, once it's like a year and your products start wearing out and your products start, electronics fail at some point, 1 out of 1,000, 1 out of 10,000. And then what? What is the process at that point, right? And 1 year is not a long time. 1 year just goes past so fast. We've seen that. We've been like shipping to, wherever Mexico, and then this guy from Mexico comes and says, hey, this Wi-Fi stopped working. What am I supposed to do? And then we were like, what am I supposed to do if something stops working? So we had to create that whole process of spares, inventory, spares management. What is an SLA for a hardware? If something goes wrong, how quickly do we keep spares at your end? That's another, a lot of companies do that. They keep spares. You buy a big machine, you keep 2 spares of the most critical equipment in your plant. So we started, if we sell 1,000 devices to a customer, we give them 50 devices as spares to keep at their end. If something fails, just go replace it, right? Luckily, we are not like machine critical that if we fail, the plant stops, but it's important. Estimating product life, doing product life testing. These are all things that are all these hidden costs or hidden things that need to be done when you build a hardware startup. So you have to know of this entire picture before you get into this. It's not just that you made this on a machine and you sold it. You have to think of the whole life cycle of your product. What happens at end of life? You know, I've been asked this question by a customer in Europe by Siemens. Siemens asked me, what's your end of life strategy? I was like, I started my damn life. What is my end of life strategy? So again, this is a very, very interesting thing. So that's pretty much, you know, what I had, you know, just to share our journey, what we've learned, what is hard in hardware, but what is good in hardware is, you know, it's IoT devices are not easy to copy because there's 3 layers of IP that you can build in, unlike, you know, others, just pure software company. And because you have a hardware and a software. So typically IoT devices, you have 3 layers, right? You have the hardware, the software on the hardware, and the software outside the hardware. 3 layers is going to be hard to copy. So that's where I see IoT devices as vertical layers being, you know, very prominent. You know, they can dominate, and if they are built well, and if India builds them well and supplies globally, they are required, and you know, there's a big opportunity. So I hope you can see a lot of those verticals coming up in this whole industrial IoT or generic, you know, IoT device, you know, space. So thanks. If you have any questions.